She looked like an ordinary elderly woman, 68 years old. A face with soft wrinkles, neatly pulled back silver hair, a simple light dress. She didn't look younger than her age, and she didn't need to, because she radiated something most people lose after 50. Strength. Real, living, tangible strength. Not the kind you flaunt, but the kind you feel in every small action. Within 3 minutes of talking to her, it was clear. This wasn't just a grandmother. This was a hurricane in an elderly woman's body. Every day, she woke up at 6 o'clock a.m. without an alarm. She would hop on her bicycle and ride to buy bread, not because she couldn't order delivery, but because she felt truly alive when she pedaled. During the day, she cared for her granddaughter. She cleaned at an animal shelter. And in the evenings, she danced Argentine tango to live music. Confidently, lightly, without shortness of breath, without complaints, without fear of stumbling. And when someone younger asked, "How do you do it? What's your secret?" she simply smiled and said, "Habit." But you must understand, this wasn't just a cute answer, not a pretty phrase. It was a key, a system, a salvation. What she called habit was the one thing that separated her from millions of other elderly people today, lying in hospital beds, breathing through tubes, waiting for help that never comes fast enough. That's why you need to stop and ask yourself, are you truly living or just existing? Today, the overwhelming majority of older adults live inside a dangerous illusion. They believe fatigue is normal, that feeling weak after a short walk is just age, that trembling hands, heart flutters, and aching joints are unavoidable signs of getting older, not desperate signals from their bodies. And so they keep enduring, waiting, staying silent, until one day they fall, in the bathroom or near the doorstep. And then they can't get up, first from the floor, then from the bed, and eventually from life itself. You know who fills the beds in rehabilitation centers, staring blankly at the ceiling? Not people in their 90s, but those who ignored the obvious for years. Those who thought, it's not time yet. I'll start after retirement. But retirement came, and their health was already gone. This woman did just one thing, simple, free, consistent, and it saved her. And maybe you still have a chance too. But you can't keep putting it off, because soon it might be too late. Not theoretically, not maybe. Literally, in 5 years, if you change nothing, you might not be able to get out of bed. Yes, it's that serious. And no, this isn't a scare tactic. It's a fact. When we first heard her story, most people just exchanged skeptical looks. Someone in the room even chuckled. "She must have good genes," muttered a man in his 60s. "Just lucky," shrugged an older woman in a headscarf. But then, the questions began. And with every answer, the room grew heavier, because there wasn't an ounce of luck involved. This woman lived through 2 of her husband's strokes, not just supporting him emotionally, but physically carrying him at times. She lost her son in a car accident. She moved 3 times because she couldn't afford rent. And at one point, she was completely alone. No support, no family, debt collection letters stuffed into her mailbox, and such severe back pain that it took her 15 minutes to get out of bed in the morning. And here's the moment you need to hear. No, she didn't buy a miracle youth program. She didn't book expensive spa treatments. She didn't subscribe to a trendy doctor's blog or start brewing exotic Chinese herbs. She did one thing. One. Critical. She changed the one thing that silently kills millions of older people every year. The thing 98% of them never even think about. The thing that makes aging feel inevitable. The way she woke up. Sounds too simple, right? Too easy. That's exactly why almost no one does it. Because people keep searching for complicated answers, when the real answers are terrifyingly simple. Every morning, without fail, she woke up at 5:30. Not because of an alarm, because her body naturally began to wake. She drank one specific warm liquid, which we'll reveal later. And yes, you probably already have it at home. And she did exactly 12 minutes of simple, gentle movements, what many doctors today call natural anti-inflammatory mobility exercises. No pain, no harsh stretches, no dumbbells. Every day. Even through tears, even in loneliness, even when all she wanted was to crawl back into bed and give up. And this is what made the difference. Not tomorrow, not next week, but after 3 months, her joints stopped aching. After 6 months, she could go shopping without needing to sit down. After a year, people didn't recognize her anymore, because there was a light in her eyes you can't fake with creams or supplements. And if you think your morning is just the beginning of another day, you are deeply mistaken. It's the beginning of the end, or the start of your second life, and you choose that every morning. But if you think this was just about the body, you're wrong, because something even more powerful happened after she began this one habit. Her body changed, yes, but so did her mind, her voice, her eyes. Before this shift, she was, maybe like you are right now, a tired woman being told by everyone around her, just rest, you've already lived your life. But one morning she looked in the mirror, and for the first time in 20 years, she didn't recognize the woman staring back. Not because she looked younger, but because for the first time in decades, there was fire in her eyes again. That's when she made a decision. No more shame. No more silence. No more waiting for someone to rescue her. She became her own rescue, and you know what happened next? Her adult children, who used to talk at her instead of with her, started asking for her advice, started listening to her again, started seeing her, not as a burden, but as a woman. A powerful, vibrant, dignified woman. Because when your energy returns, so does your presence, your dignity, your ability to walk into a room and own it without saying a word. Now pause and imagine. You could have that too. You could feel that again. But you don't start, because it's too late, because it's too hard, because you're scared of change, of failure, of hope. And then, it really does become too late. Too late to climb the stairs without help. Too late to walk unassisted to the kitchen. Too late to turn your own story around. So the only real question is this: will you wait for that mirror moment, when the person looking back at you feels like a stranger you never meant to become? Or will you light that fire, now? Today, she's 68. She can walk 5 miles without stopping. Her heart rate is steady. She doesn't take blood pressure medication. She has more energy than most 30-year-olds. But most importantly, she's alive. Not just breathing, not just surviving, alive. She wakes up each morning with a habit that tells her body, you're needed, you have purpose, you're still in the game. Now stop and ask yourself, what signal is your body getting every morning? Do you groan as you sit up? Feel your knees crack? Wait for the dizziness to pass before standing? Swallow a handful of pills and call it normal? Let's be clear. There is no miracle pill coming, no magic doctor, no quiet breakthrough that will reverse the damage without your effort. You've been waiting, hoping things will get better. But deep down, you know, that's not how change works. Change starts when you start. In the next video, we'll show you exactly what she did, what time she woke up, what movements she made, what mistakes to avoid, and the one warm drink she swore by, the one most people completely misuse. We'll walk you through it, not as theory, but as the path of someone who walked it before you. So you won't have to figure it out alone. But before we go there, you have to do one thing. Choose. Choose to live, to move, to fight for your future while you still can. Or keep waiting until one morning you wake up and life no longer feels like an option. Because the truth is, time doesn't take your energy, you give it away. And today, you can take it back.